And welcome back to more of Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle 4. Right here I am finishing World 4, which I did come to a realization that this is by far my least favorite world because of the design of the stages. That has nothing to do with the wide open layout. I mean, I'm okay with that. There's actually a lot more stages like it with a wide open layout. It's just more to do with where the obstacles are placed, as well as where everything essential is and where you need to go. Because the thing is, I had a lot of trouble with this world, and the main reason for that, as I've said earlier, was I guess the fact that everything you needed was behind obstacles that you either needed a hammer or a pickaxe to get over, sometimes both. And the biggest thing with that was that it was so much harder to find those things thanks to either them being guarded by enemies or the fact that you had to take one specific route to get there. Now I'll admit I'm not as good at this game as I am the first two. Well, I mean, I kind of started off pretty loudly at the first one, but got better as the game went on. But that's just my own opinion of my own playing style. But anyway, I'll admit I'm not as good at this one as I am the some of the other ones. But I did have a lot of trouble just getting to the places I was supposed to. Like right there, there was an example of more stuff I need to be blocked by obstacles. And keep in mind, this did take almost like 40 minutes for me to beat the entire world. Which I know you guys didn't want to sit through that, and I sure as hell didn't want to speak through a 40-minute video. Or I mean, commentate over a 40-minute video. Because that just would have ended badly for both of us. Or I should say all of us. And also, this is a crazy time. You know, it being Christmas and then New Year's. Especially when you have a lot to do and a lot of people to see. But fortunately, with all that out of the way, it's actually fun now to get back to a regular schedule. So that you're not, I guess, or you don't have your plans stalled by anything and you can just get into a routine. And fortunately, while I was sick, I was able to get plenty of videos recorded. So I will be able to upload these much more frequently. And especially since I am cutting these in half, it's going to make it a lot easier. Because the biggest problem I have with putting these videos out on a regular basis is that, let's see, like, it's more of, do I want to commentate on it right now, as opposed to, you know, it's a lot more different than playing it live, obviously, as I've said earlier. And, this is an example of another of the two blocks guarding one of the doors. And it's actually not this stage that gave me that much trouble. It's actually the stage after. And that's actually part of the reason why it took me so long just to finish this world. Anyway, also those foxes follow you around like usual. And right here I think I'm being fancy, but then it turns out I just run into a dead end. And right here I'm trying to just do something, and I end up getting hit along with the fox, but at least I took him out. So yeah, that was me getting lost because I didn't know where the pickaxe was, and everything else I need is hidden behind hidden behind those blue blocks. So I had to wander around lost for a really long time. Then it turned out I just had to drop down the right way. And right here should be where the pickaxe is. And because of that, that's going to make this stage a lot easier. And really all I'm trying to do now is just find everything. And that's another thing that actually did annoy me about this world, is that a lot of the doors, you have to drop down from a specific location, otherwise you have to go all the way back and go through that specific door, or go through that specific spot and then just drop down the other way. Which was one thing I really didn't care for while I was playing this level. And, I mean, frustration was never a problem since I never felt like I was in any danger. I mean, I was getting a little frustrated with, me just wandering around the same area over and over again, going nowhere. But, I mean, it really wasn't that big a problem. I mean, the biggest problem was just, trying to get this one done, because this was by far the most tedious world in the entire game. And here's me figuring out that the last key was actually on top. But, that's, I think, in the next video, I'll probably get into, some of the reasons why there was no jumping in, this entire series. But, I mean, that's, for next part. And right here, I don't care about not getting hit, so I'll just run through them and then finish the stage. So, on to the last stage of World 4. And this is by far my least favorite because it starts you off with very few possibilities as to where you're gonna go. And right here I'm trying to be smart and just bait the fox into coming down after me. I think it turns out there was another one waiting for me. And I think this is the stage where the cheaply placed enemies end up giving me the most fits. I mean, it's not that the enemies were that cheaply placed, it was because I was just ill-equipped to deal with them. I mean, it was, I think this world doesn't give you as many carrots as the next one, or the one before it did. And right as I say that, I get a carrot because I chose the wrong one. Could've gotten 3. And right here, just trying to figure out where everything is. And that would have been a nightmare for me to talk about this for 40 minutes, as well as, especially if I did this live. I mean, I'd actually decided before the first Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle game to actually start doing these post-commentary because, I mean, I figured this was gonna happen. That I was gonna either wander around lost or get killed quite a few times. Which actually did happen once in the first game. And also, I just had a lot of things going on at the same time at the time, so fortunately, now that things have settled down a lot, I should be able to upload videos at a more regular rate. And right here, this rope part takes forever. And that's one other thing that did annoy me about this world, even though I am bitching about this world a lot. And I have my reasons. Here I'm just saying I don't care and just take the hit, even though I probably should have dropped down in hindsight. Then again, he would have followed me and hit me anyway, so who knows. Anyway, I found the second key, and this is the part where I start having a lot of trouble, because right here there are specific ropes you have to take, and I think everything here is either going to be blocked by enemies or blocked by certain obstacles. And right here I just had to wait for Elmer to get out of the way. The thing that did throw me off about him at first was the fact that he decides to stop and then shoot. Whereas in the third game, yeah, like see right there, I had an enemy blocking me when I should have dropped down to the right. And I have no idea how I escaped that without getting hit. And right here I'm trying to be fancy, but turns out all I needed to do was that. I mean, in hindsight, I probably should have just killed that first fox instead of dropping down, but, you know, that was more of a reaction than anything else. Especially since this stage doesn't really give you that many weapons to work with. But I am okay with this, them making this the hardest stage in the world, since, you know, it's the last. So I don't really have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is how you have to drop down from specific parts just to advance in the level. And I know I've been saying that a lot, but it is true. And, see, here I'm trying to get the drop on the fox, but then it turns out I was too late, and my timing was off. I mean, that's something that does happen pretty regularly in this series, I guess, because, I'm just not used to it. Or I just didn't really get it as well as I did in the first one. I mean, in the first one it was actually a lot easier because, for whatever reason, I was just able to read it better. Probably had more to do with the fact that I played that one way more than I played this one. And I think I said in a video, I forget. Anyway, I think I said in one of the previous videos that I actually beat this once, I think in like 2007 or so, and haven't touched it since. And the reason for that was I just really didn't feel like playing through this many levels that took forever to beat. That took this long to beat, and the main reason for that was just because I had my Game Boy and Game Boy Advance rush around like 2007, so That's when I was playing the most of those. And it was actually a lot easier to get into those around that time because, I mean, I just had different things going on in my life, and, you know, you just gotta start, I mean, things change, and eventually I gotta start doing grown-up things at some point. So right here I have to drop down from the left. And, let's see, right here I get the hammer, so that's gonna make things a lot easier. Problem is, I'm down to 1 heart, so I have to be a lot more careful here. And right here, I'm just terrified that I'm gonna land on Elmer if I, ended up dropping down that way. So that was the reason for my, hesitation. Especially since, hesitating was something that didn't happen a lot here. And I think, this was a level where I ended up getting lost the most. Well, I mean, I didn't get lost the most, I just kept going around in circles. And, you guys already know why. And fortunately, the thing about the rest of the stage is that it is pretty easy to find the rest of the keys once you have everything. The problem is, it still kind of takes a long time just to go through everything. But fortunately, as long as you have the right stuff and just make sure you take the right ways there, then you should be fine. I mean, this is one of those levels you do have to memorize to do well at it, which, as I've said before, I didn't care to do, because I actually did not play this game all that much. And I think it had more to do with, just some of the tedious level leading up to the castle as to why I never touched this game after I beat it the first time. I mean, I don't really think this is a bad game in hindsight, I just think, it gets kind of boring around the middle. I think I already said that at some point. Then again, it's been so long since, World 3 that, I don't know, I guess I'm just going around in circles too. Anyway, I finally figure out where the last key is. Turns out it was in, let's see, over to the left, I think. Nope, it was this one. I mean, this stage would have been a lot easier with a health refill, but as I've said before, the game's actually going to start getting somewhat challenging in the next world, or from this world onward. And we actually are approaching the castle pretty soon. Actually, I have to start getting those recorded too. I think I'll probably start doing those pretty recently. I mean, I have it recorded up to getting to the castle, I just had to, you know, beat the castle. But with that, I will see you in World 5 tomorrow. Or whenever the next part comes out.